like a craft beer through a pint glass. These are the gays of our lives. A show where Lisa and Avery get out their gay decoder rings to decipher the gay alphabet and bridge the gap between the older and younger LGBTQ community and everyone fucking else. And now here are your hosts, Lisa and Avery. Don't blame them.
Hey guys, it's Sears.
And Avery.
And today on The Gays of Our Lives, we have a very special couple.
All the way from San Francisco, California, Leon and Jerry.
Hello, everybody.
Hey.
Whoever's out there.
Now, I met these two, actually, we went to go see the David Spade show, and when I was out in California in March, right before the whole Rona popped off and got real bad, and met them in line, and oh my God, I just fell in love with them. So, and they are big comedy buffs, which I mean, they've met way more comics than both of us combined. I just am so impressed by their.
I know, you have quite the catalog on your Instagram.
Yes.
How many shows?
I've been going through pictures and saying, oh, who haven't we posted yet?
I love it.
How many comedy shows have you guys been to over the years, you think?
Oh, God.
Hundreds.
Yeah.
Hundreds.
We're regulars of the club, the two main clubs here. They all know us. In fact, we've been doing the online comedy shows with them now.
Oh, I love it.
Twice a week.
Yeah.
But like when they were open, while they were open, we were going there like 3 to 4 times a week.
Wow,
between the two.
That's the main thing you guys do then, huh?
Well, it's just a lot of fun, yeah.
Yeah.
How long have you guys been comedy buffs, if you will?
I think really always not buffs, but loved comedy, and it's gotten so mainstream now that, I mean, there's
for sure
shows almost every night now, someplace, and here in close to San Francisco anyway.
Yeah.
And when I retired, we could go out during the week because I would get up at 5 a.m. to be at work, so couldn't go out and early nights but so when I retired, it was when we could start actually going out better.
Oh, wow.
Didn't have a wake-up call.
I know you love the Sklar brothers because, but who is your favorite comedian?
I enjoy Gary Cannon.
Oh, yeah.
He's Conan's warm-up comedian, and then he does about 600 shows a night when he could in LA.
He works so much.
Oh, wow.
Because we've been down there, and he wants to meet us someplace, and he said, but I got to be at Huntington Beach Comedy Club, and then someplace else Comedy Club, and then I'll meet you at the Hollywood Improv, and yeah.
That's awesome.
All in the same night.
Yeah, no, that's the nice thing about when I go out to LA, I do so many shows because you can do so many in a night.
Yeah. And
out here in Indianapolis, we're lucky to get one a night.
Well, the problem here too that we've had with the San Francisco clubs, they want to close we're out of the club there by midnight, 12:30. Whereas down in LA, I mean, we've been a couple of good clubs at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, wow.
So,
yeah.
You guys really hit the clubs hard. I'm so jealous.
Brad Williams is also, we really enjoy Brad Williams.
Oh, Brad Williams is really good.
Yeah.
He calls us his favorite couple.
Yeah.
I love it.
On Instagram.
Well, you guys stand out. So I'm sure they all recognize seeing you, many a times. They notice you guys.
Oh, yeah.
Because you do stand out.
We get picked up when we go to the clubs a lot.
Do you?
They call us either Orville Redenbacher or
Monopoly
Colonel
guy.
Or the two guys from Muppets. Two old guys from Muppets.
Guys.
So we just write it, go, guy, you comics don't listen to one another because that's the 5th time that one was said or the 8th time that one was said. So we just take score.
Yeah, one night we were at the Comedy Store in Hollywood, and they must have had like 15 comics they give them like 10 minutes each or something like that.
Mhm.
And like so many of them made the same comments about us in the audience.
Mhm.
Don't they stand back there watching each other?
I don't think so out in LA. I think because they have so many shows they go to a night. I think they go on, they're there for theirs, and then they leave. Because I see at the comedy club or at the store when I'm there, I see, you know, I'll see Eliza pop in, do her time, and then she leaves.
Yeah.
You know, she's not there before. So, I mean, out in LA, no, but
Yeah.
here more so, yes, because, you know, there's nowhere else to really be per se. But how long have you guys actually been together?
What, 29 years?
29
This-
years.
At the end of the month?
So the year you were born, Avery, right?
Yeah, yep, that's actually very accurate. Hey, 1990 was a good year for a lot of reasons, all right?
Well, there probably wasn't online dating. There probably wasn't. There wasn't, I don't think. And AOL came a lot later. But how did you guys meet?
Well, I used to do a lot of artwork, like portrait work, and I lived in Denver at the time, and Jerry lived in Phoenix, and I had a show to do in Phoenix, and I went, and he showed up for the show, and there it was.
Aw, so one of the original ways to meet people,
Right, in person.
right? That's awesome. So then you guys ended up out in San Francisco, huh?
Yeah, about a year and a half after that, 2 years.
2 years, yeah.
Yeah, because we decided that we were together, and I had moved to Phoenix, and then he got a really good job offer in San Francisco, and here we are.
And so tell me, like, when, oh gosh, nope, see, I've messed that whole question up. I really hope we can edit that out. Remind me to go through that, and apologize to Ashley quite a bit. No, so you move out there, you guys get established. When do you start regularly hitting comedy clubs? When did that start?
It's just been in the past 5 years or so, because it didn't used to be as prevalent as it is now. And we were going down to Disneyland all the time, and then we got thinking, let's do more than just, let's spend some extra time in LA. And so we discovered the, comedy club. Well, I remember the Comedy Store back in the 70s, but
Oh yeah.
But so we started going to them and found out that there were so many shows in LA. So we got the habit of going to Disneyland, and then we spend a couple nights in LA and go to all the clubs there.
Okay, so tell me about Disneyland, because I can't help but look at all the beautiful pieces around you, and I have to know how Disneyland started.
Well, we both really always have loved Disneyland, and I don't remember when they started the annual pass thing, but
A long time ago, yeah.
but we got doing that, and it's such a if you live near, somewhat near to Disneyland or Disney World, the annual passes make sense. So we got into doing that.
Absolutely.
Then my thing was, okay, we have to go down there at least enough times to pay for this.
Oh, nice. Yeah, make it worth the money. I love it.
Absolutely.
So we got to where we'd go down about once a month at least.
What's your favorite part of Disneyland?
Well, to me, it's just, I grew up in San Diego, so I remember going there as a kid when, from San Diego, because back then it was only an hour and a half drive from San Diego. Now it's more like 2.5 hours or more because of the traffic.
Yeah.
But back then we could do it in an hour and a half and do a day trip, But,
Man, that is insane.
now it's just become nostalgic, and sometimes we go and we don't even go on a ride the whole two or 3 days that we go. We just be there,
Yeah.
and watch people and look at everything. I love to look at details of how things are done.
Disney's
that's
full of details for sure too, like all the little intricate artwork they put into everything, especially because Disneyland I've only really seen a little bit of. I'm closer to Disney World, so most of what I know that's detail stuff is what I see online. So to be able to repeatedly visit You must see it so differently.
Well, so many. Well, I would probably the majority of people who go to both of the parks. They live far away, and so they're limited on their time, so they rush and rush and rush to get whatever they want done.
Yeah.
But now we've got plus the time in our lives, we just like I love to watch people, so I could sit right there, in front of the castle and just watch the people go around.
Love it.
I was also have the privilege
Oh,
of
yeah.
being in Disneyland opening day.
Wow.
Yeah, my mom was pregnant with me.
Oh.
So
Well,
I'm born in October and it opened in July, so my mom was a guest.
oh, you just missed it. Like,
I was there.
that's
I
fair.
was there. I was actually in the park opening day.
Real quick, hang on. We're gonna make my editor do extra work. You didn't tell me the lighting went off on me. Ugh.
Poor
My
Ashley.
face, I can't hardly see my face.
Oh, we could see it okay.
It seemed okay over here.
We all could
Oh,
see.
okay. It looked like I was really tan and dark, and that's not really me.
Oh,
But I
nobody
don't know.
wants to
Okay.
be tan and dark.
We're the ones who are supposed to be pale. We live in San Francisco.
Yeah, well, yeah. Anyway, sorry about that. Okay. So, when did both of you individually come out? What year do you think about?
I was 1970 is when I came out, and then my family wasn't very accepting of it. So
Mhm.
when I got out of high school and went to started college, I never went back.
Wow.
In the closet.
Yeah, back in the closet.
Okay.
But I rarely visited my family after that because it was just a contention and fighting, and it's like, I had better things to do with my life.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
And myself, I would say, I think it was about 1970, maybe 69. No, maybe 70. Came out late, like 20, basically. And I attribute my coming out to a woman who I went to school with, because she hung with all the gay boys. And I was like, what's going on here? And, I hadn't had any experience whatsoever. And she started taking it, like I said, it was 20, but back then in California, there were certain bars, I don't know, I don't think they are anymore, where if they only serve beer, people under 21 could go in, like 18, I think it was.
Oh.
So she hung out at the gay bars like that. And every now and then, she'd come on with me, let's go. And I'd be sitting there on a bar stool like, what's going on here? But then something happened. One night we went to a party and got stoned, and next thing I know, I woke up in the morning in some man's bed. And from then on, I didn't have a problem with it.
I guess we all have to learn.
So
What?
So you never really had those feelings before then?
Well, I think I did, but I didn't realize what they were or act on them. I mean, I could recall things of looking at men differently than other friends were doing, but I never acted on them.
So you actually lived through Stonewall. And,
yeah, I don't recall it as that being at that time, but or hearing about it, and then as far as the parents, my parents were divorced by that time, and my mother got married and moved to Alaska, and she came back to San Diego, and we went out to dinner, and while we were sitting there having dinner, I said, Mom, I got to tell you something. I'm gay, and she said, yeah, so.
Oh my God.
Wow, back then, that's awesome.
Yeah.
She knew then.
But my dad had more of a problem with it when he found out, but not in a bad way to me, just silence, But then also I think part of it was because my mother, after the divorce and everything, found out that he had an affair with another man. at some point. So he wasn't accepting his own sexuality.
Wow.
We said that a couple times about, certain people like in politics and stuff. But anyways, we won't talk about our old governor, but and vice president. Anyways,
No.
I mean,
Yeah.
you see that people that are that anti-homo or anti-anything, usually there's a reason. And, I don't know. Wow.
But it wasn't, like I said, he never confronted me or, got mad or anything to me, really. It was just more staying away.
My dad had to do the same thing when I came out trans. Like, he just kind of took his space with it. I mean, he's like a lot better now, but I think there was a good like solid couple months where it was just like radio silence, and I just remember being like, okay, like just kind of let him take his time.
But
Do you
as far
guys
as-
travel? Oh, sorry.
But as far as the whole coming out thing, for me, like I said, it just like, it happened, and there I was. No problem whatsoever. No guilt, anything.
That's probably a great feeling, because I wasn't quite like that at first. I was kind of like, I don't know about this, Oh, my friends are like, well, we've known since you were 5. Come on. I mean, but I did have that guilt and stuff, especially since my mom was like, I hope, you're not turn out like them other girls that you play softball with. And, so I had that guilt. So that's awesome that you didn't even have that way back then.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I didn't have any guilt for who I was. I mean, I was active in sports and doing well in school, and had a whole bunch of friends. So being gay was just an accepted part of life, and not really an issue. It's just an issue with the parents.
Yeah. So your friends were totally accepting back then.
Oh yeah. In fact, I went to a baseball game with one of my girlfriends, and during one of the 7th inning stretch, I said, "You do realize that I'm gay, don't you?" And she goes, "Oh, damn it." I was like, "Oops, okay." But we remained friends afterwards and stuff. And she was like, I'm like, "Oh my God, you had a wedding ring on my hand already, didn't you, girl?" And she kind of went,
Do you guys
"Yeah."
Do you guys travel outside of California to go to comedy shows and stuff?
Not so much for comedy shows. When we go outside of California, it's more we do Ren fairs and Comic Con sometimes. So
You guys do Ren fairs? Do you
Oh,
guys
yeah.
dress for them?
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, is that on your Instagram too?
No, I don't
Not
think
so
we
much,
we don't have a
we
picture.
should, but
I'll post one after this.
Please do. Oh my gosh, I love Ren fairs. I really do. I think they're so great.
no, in fact, right now, the Colorado Ren Fair is going on, and we would be there at some point
Oh yeah.
outside of Denver.
He does Baron von Munchausen.
Do you?
You know who that is?
Yeah, I read the book oh God, I think I was in high school, like my senior year is when the first time I read it.
I do the movie character, the one from the movie.
Wow. Oh my gosh, I bet you do that so well. You have to post this.
I did see you guys in your quarantine. I call it quarantine. Your quarantine onesies. I thought it was adorable.
That was me. Yeah.
I thought that was adorable. You guys are characters within yourself.
Oh yeah.
Well, we have a good time. We don't feel our age.
Well, you don't act it.
Like I'm 70. I'll be 71, but I feel more like I'm 30, maybe at the most.
I love that. You guys definitely don't act like you're up in your years. I love it. Oh my God, I really. So when you say you do Comic Con, do you dress for Comic Con too?
Oh yeah.
Well, who do you dress as for Comic Con?
I do my woodland creature that I do for Ren fairs.
He does, yeah.
I have an original creature I developed
that he made up himself.
Oh my God, that's so cool.
And then I do Baron von Munchausen. The first time I did it, I think was for San Jose Comic Con.
Oh,
and I was shocked at how many people at Comic Cons recognized who I was supposed to be.
Oh yeah.
Really shocked.
Well,
I feel like he's got like his own little like cult following. Very much, you know.
Ren fairs always say Captain Hook.
Yeah, well, sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Although the first time I did Baron at Ren Fair, he was going to Ren Fairs before I was, and he'd go and I come back and say, "Oh, the greatest time and everything." So one time he said, "You come with me," and I think, "Well, the only thing I have right now to wear is the Baron, or this outfit," so I put it together. Is what it was. And I really didn't think I was looking like Baron von Munchausen right at that point, but walking around the first Ren Fair that I went to, the merchants were going, Baron, how are you today? And everything like this. What? And then from then on, it was Baron von Munchausen. So I developed everything into it.
Oh, that's so cool.
We have one of the largest Comic Cons in the U.S. in Indianapolis, I believe, isn't it? Have you been here for that?
Where?
Indianapolis.
No, when is that?
Gen Con usually is in September, I want to say.
Maybe we'll be out of this house by then. Maybe we'll be able to go out of the house by then.
I'll say hopefully it's all over by then. Man, Gen Con is so much fun because it's also gaming as well. So and then comics and everything under the moon.
Oh, great!
I think it's one of the largest ones, though, isn't it?
I know it's one of the largest, and I know it's the largest in the Midwest. It's one of the largest.
That's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But
so maybe you'll have to come out here.
I'll look that up. Yeah, that'd be fun.
That'd be awesome. Maybe you can actually come to the comedy club here, and you know, maybe I can get a spot on the show, so you can judge me and see what you think.
Oh, we're harsh judges. You know, Waldorf and Stadler, they're harsh.
Well, I would appreciate it. You know what? I appreciate that. You know, and my mentor is Louis Anderson, and I always send him new bits, and he critiques me honestly. So I would rather have that, though. I mean, even if it is bad, because I'm never going to get better if somebody's not honest. So.
Oh yeah. Well, that's how you learn, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
so I did see that you guys are Republicans. Am I correct in that?
Who?
What?
No?
What?
You insane woman?
I thought I saw that on your Instagram.
No.
Okay, that's why I was like,
oh my God.
I said that's kind of an oxymoron.
Yes.
If you find it again, let us know. We'll take care
Where
of that.
is that? Oh,
no, I thought I saw a hashtag. I swear I did. I don't know. Okay, maybe.
Oh, we may have hashtagged a Republican thing so we could show them the hate picture we were sending them.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought it, yeah, I think you hashtagged the Republican Party, and I was like,
clutch the pearls, girl.
I had to ask him about that. Didn't I? I said it's kind of an oxymoron.
As much as that was a really unfortunate misunderstanding, that reaction was amazing, and that was
yes.
That in itself was.
You hashtagged the Republican Party, and I was like, really?
Oh,
so that's why I had to ask.
Well, you know about the log cabin Republicans, right?
Yes, I do. So I mean, you could be. I mean, there are
no.
There are gay Republicans, but I didn't think so. But I saw. Okay, never mind. We'll go past that.
There's enough self-hating in our culture already. You don't need to be Republican, also.
Okay, man.
True. You guys probably never, especially nowadays, you probably don't really get much harassment, do you?
No, really, we don't. I mean, it could be because of our age too. Because I think people tend to harass more younger gay people. I mean, the other thing is the way we dress, or even, not even necessarily this way, but like he goes out in his onesie with his dog suit. He does, on his scooter going around the city and other things. But I haven't heard any bad, hey, faggot or whatever in I don't know when.
I was going to say, I can imagine people being like that towards you guys because, I mean, well, A, you're so adorable.
Well,
and but the confidence, I think, is a big part of that too, is as far as how people treat you and harass you like
Yeah.
that.
but
And you guys
I also think, oh, they might say, oh, look at those eccentric old men, age, those- they're just really off the wall old guys.
Hey guys, it's Lisa with The Gaze of Our Lives, and this week's episode is sponsored by my own CBD line through Denver CBD. It's actually the first one in town here that has vitamin D in it, and it's also helping with different causes. The strawberry flavor, 5% goes to cancer support community. The orange flavor, 5% goes to the National MS Society. Use my code LISA20 and get 20% off your order.
But we enjoy ourselves and the people we're around without labels or anything for anybody we're around. So when we go to the comedy clubs and meet comics, and it's just meeting people that we enjoy. The restaurants we go to know us because we love the restaurants, and we let them know that we love the restaurants. And so all those little things happen. Like New Year's Eve, we were at a restaurant here called Taboo, which is a Michael Mina restaurant. We love Michael Mina.
It's a high-end sushi restaurant.
And then when New Year's happened, they invited us into the kitchen for champagne with the staff and everything.
Because there was only about four tables altogether that were still there at midnight, because everybody had to get down to the Embarcadero to see the fireworks.
And so that's how you just say yes to experiences and just move with the flow.
So we were celebrating New Year's in the kitchen with the whole staff of the place. So
that's how I try to live. I try to live, just live and have fun as much as possible.
That's how we met the Sklar brothers.
Yeah.
We were at one of their shows, and one of their friends stopped us when we were leaving and said, "I need a picture with you. Don't leave." Okay, so she took our picture. And then she introduced us to the Sklar brothers.
She said, "I'm with the Sklars, and we're going out karaoke, and you're going with us."
And we said, "Okay, yes to an experience."
Gosh, that's
Exactly.
amazing.
So we were out
so
till 2 a.m. karaokeing with the Sklars, and they love the karaoke, man.
And they're good at it. They're really good at it.
And they sure did recognize you, and they saw you guys for sure. When they first came out on stage at the David Spade show, they saw them and they looked over and they're like, "Hey," and it was.
We didn't let them know that we were going to be there that day. We didn't let them know, because I don't even know if we let them know by email that we were going to be in town.
We told them we were going to be in town, but we were doing something that day.
But we didn't let them know that we were going to be at the taping of the show. Because the time before that we're at David Spade, they invited us to come with them to the show, and they put us in the green room backstage.
Oh, wow.
Everything.
I'll tell you, after seeing them there, I'm a fan of theirs now.
Oh, I don't understand how they can do that. I mean, if you see their stand up, it's like they banter back and forth between each other, and it's like, it's scripted, but it doesn't seem that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they have this connection too. Like, there's just that sibling connection that they have, that certain siblings have, and it's like, I think that just adds to that whole level.
Yeah.
So, do you get asked a lot if you're brothers?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was hoping it worked for you guys the same as it does for us. I mean, a lot of times lesbians get asked, "Are you guys sisters?" Because we take on similar attributes and stuff, because you're attracted to people like you a lot of times.
Well, we didn't get it when we were younger, but there's that old saying that the longer you live together, the more you start looking alike.
Mm-hmm.
And so now we do get that.
I get asked if I'm my fiance's little brother more than anything.
She's a lot younger than you, which is funny.
Oh, wow.
And we always say, "No, we're husbands," and we go from there. And they're like, "Oh, okay."
Most of the time, it's just, "Oh, okay." And only a couple of times there's been silence for a few seconds, and then they start talking, and they can talk again.
How long have you guys actually been married?
Well, we started originally with with Gavin Newsom's protest marriage here in San Francisco.
When he was the mayor.
So about 2005-ish. And then we got married the first time when it was domestic partner / legal marriage for California only. And then that got torn down. And then 2008, when it finally got approved, we got the federally recognized marriage in 2008. So we've been married together about 4 or 5 times now.
Oh my gosh.
But we wanted to make sure people saw that there were people trying to get it done, and having our numbers, that this isn't just a niche group of people, it was actual people trying to get things moved forward.
Because when the mayor did it as a protest thing, there was maybe
100 people.
100 people.
100
And
people.
he did it right in the middle of the city and county building, which is a beautiful building, and right in the middle with all the press there and everything.
How many people got married during that?
There was 50 couples.
50 couples? Oh, wow.
Men and women,
Yeah.
It was, and then it just kept changing. It's like, okay, now we're legal-ish, and then we're not legal-ish, and now we are again. And I'm thankful that where I work had domestic partner benefits without question from day one.
Nice.
So
Okay.
Leon was always on my insurance and always part of everything, and was, there was 0 issues with that for where I work. But that's California, where it was already pushing that domestic partnership was already in play way into the early 90s. So it was, so when it happened, domestic partner had a weird legalness about it, that yes, there was inheritance, no, there wasn't. And so the marriage certificate was what was the goal, was so that everything would remain legal and without question.
Well, yeah.
Here in Indiana, I had friends that went to Iowa to get married because it wasn't legal here. They went to Iowa to get married, and then once it became legal here, or if they wanted to get divorced, they actually had to be resident of Iowa for a year, so they couldn't even get divorced. And even if they split up, but then once it became legal, they technically had to get divorced because they couldn't really get married again. And it was just such a mess. And it's just why? There's no reason for all this. But now, we're lucky that I never thought I would live to see the day that it was 100% legal.
I thought it would happen. I thought it would happen sometime.
Being in the Midwest, we didn't realize, over in California, you guys were already getting there. You had already gotten married a couple of times. It's not been like that here.
California's always been weird like that,
Yeah.
Ahead of the curve.
Special, not weird, special that way.
Yeah, very.
Because I was here during the hippie days and back then. So
yeah. California is always ahead of times, with marijuana and everything else.
Oh, marijuana, no. That's one thing they were behind on. It was legal in Colorado before California. And
I forgot it was legal in Colorado first.
Yeah, and Oregon too, before it even got to California.
Really? See, I didn't know that.
I thought
in 90-something, 96-ish?
No, it's recent. It's in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it hasn't been legal.
Yeah, it hasn't even been 10 years.
2004, I think.
No.
I was thinking in California, or maybe it was 06, and I'm thinking instead of 96.
It was Amy Poehler was still on SNL, and that's how I know.
I know you guys were we're still not legal here. We fought for CBD to be legal here. And they tried to ban that. And that's just hello.
Now, maybe California was one of the first medical marijuana places. But,
yes.
Nobody really thought of that unless you really wanted to get it.
Yeah, I was speaking on medical marijuana because
maybe California was ahead on that.
That's what I was talking about. Yeah, I think they were. I think California was the first. Anyways, they're ahead of the time. They're more progressive for sure. California. Yeah. That's why I love it out there when I go out, because I go out a couple of times a year to perform and stuff, and I love it.
You know, I was still thinking that maybe it's not something for the broadcast, but maybe you should try to get a hold of the Punchline online thing and see if you get in on that.
You mean the online comedy?
With the Punchline.
A friend of mine runs the online comedy at Flappers, and I just can't see the online in me. I don't know. I just can't get into the online comedy as much. I did it my first set. Was that last night? What is it? No, 2 nights ago, Saturday night. My first one since I was out in LA in March. And it was a private party, so we social distance and stuff, and it was outside, and it felt good to get back on stage.
Yeah,
for sure.
It's different. The online is different than in person. Yeah, for sure. Because
Yeah.
one thing, everybody can see everybody else.
Right.
Like the comedians can look you straight in the eye. And,
well, it's so awkward. Like, well, and that's the other thing is like, well, because I haven't performed at all. I've watched, but I haven't performed since COVID. And like just watching, like I already feel awkward. And like they can see every single one of my reactions. And I'm like, what if I don't think it's funny? And then I hate that. I hate making people feel bad.
well, yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
That's good.
yeah.
I could even make like a little mask like they used to have, and it's just like.
Well, just bring your mask.
Well, the thing about the people who put on the show,
Oh yeah.
they take turns performing the time at the shows too, and they do the same jokes basically almost every time. So it's like, so we're sitting here like
we're not reacting
because we've heard it all before,
Yeah.
But whereas in the club when that happens, everybody can't see that you're not laughing or
Right.
whatever.
True. It's
And
very true. But
not that it's not funny. It's just that you've heard it a few times before. So.
Oh, 100. Especially when you hang out with the same group of comedians all the time too. Yeah.
now, when you watch that, are your mics on too, so they can hear the laughter? Because I mean,
Yeah,
I feed off.
Yeah.
Because we feed off the audience. That's why I think it would be weird online comedy.
Yeah.
I've done improv online.
They unmute everybody's mics, but then if they have the power there, I guess they can mute people. Like sometimes people don't pay attention to what they're doing during the show. So like the other night, somebody's kid in the background was making too much noise, and they weren't really doing anything about it, but we couldn't tell who it was. But so finally they got muted, and so you couldn't hear it anymore. But so the producers of the show have the power to, control that.
Oh, that's cool. Have you guys been attending those pretty regularly then?
Twice a
Twice a
week.
week at least, yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
And the comedians make money off of it because they're free shows, but they encourage people to donate during the show through Venmo or PayPal or whatever all the other ones. So they do make some money, and they distribute it.
Well, that's
and you're saving money on the drinks, the 2-item minimum,
Yeah.
at least. So why not donate a $5 or $10 here?
Oh yeah, we do more than that, but
I'm sure.
we figure up to close to what we might spend at the club,
Yeah. Wow.
I wish more people were like you.
Especially when we like a lot of the times when we go to shows, we get free tickets. We get in for free, so.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, heck, then you might as well.
Oh yeah.
Well, my thing is like they two drink minimum. That's where they make the money.
Oh yeah,
The price of the drinks. So
for sure.
they give a lot of tickets away.
Yeah.
Just like when we were at David Spade, all the people in line behind us were $15 paid seats because his shows weren't pulling in the people at that time. So
Yeah.
so all those people that had the W40, the W whatever form, they got $15 to be there.
Oh.
Yeah.
They fill their seat fillers, and all the shows do that.
Remember those people that were sitting across from us?
Yep. All
In
of them.
line?
There was only a couple of us that weren't those people, actually.
I think there was by maybe 20, 25.
Yeah, at least, yeah.
And then everybody else, though,
Okay.
everybody else was the fillers.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Can you?
Like-
I would love to be a seat filler. Oh my god.
Well, that's
It's
what we
people-
said. Can we sign up for that?
How do you get involved in that? I would do that all day.
Well, you wait 2 hours for the show,
I
and
can
you
do
wait,
that.
you do your show, and then you probably can't get to another show
Oh,
Mhm.
because everybody starts about 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock filming in LA. So like Conan starts at 3, but the actual show doesn't start till 4. So you got to get there at 2:30, and then you wait to get into the show. And then after we're into the show, you get jazzed up. They run some videos, usually that's standard. And then the show starts, and then you're out by 5 like everyone else. So if that was your $15, you made $2 an hour.
oh,
But a lot of these
Okay, now
people, I think a lot of them are wanting to be actors, and so at least they're getting on camera somewhat.
Right.
Is my take on it. But I'm like, I don't think I want to be an actor that bad that I would do that. I just don't. There's no way. I mean, I want to be an actor. I mean, I've had one little part on Baskets with Louis and Zach.
Oh yeah.
And little 30 seconds, but still, but I can't see, I really want to do that, but I can't see me just going all day long and sitting just to maybe get caught on camera. I don't know.
Well, if you remember at Spade there, the way the camera passed there, and then we saw the show and we didn't see us at all.
Yeah.
I don't know if you watched it,
I didn't get to.
but we
I actually didn't get to see it.
I didn't see us at all, and you were sitting right next to us. So
Yeah, no. Well, and we stood out. So with my bright pink hair and you guys.
I do remember the camera passing by us.
Yeah.
And then, but I guess because of the lighting and everything, we couldn't see ourselves at all.
Well, I did get to go see the Ellen show while I was out there, and the camera did pass by and got me just a little bit, barely, So I mean, I don't think anybody's really going to get discovered that way.
Because you were going right after that show or the next day?
The next day.
Yeah, I remember you saying that.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yes.
Now that's a show that there are no seat fillers.
So they need them.
Yeah.
I've tried to get tickets for that in months.
Yeah. I was lucky. A fellow comedian friend of mine knew another comedian that actually worked for the Ellen show, so he got us VIP ticket for me, and I was like, "Oh, that's awesome!" Yeah, I mean, it was especially since it was right before quarantine and she had shut down, so it was incredible. But well, we have this part of our show that we call the Gays Ask with the hard K.
Gays ask.
And we just like to ask some random questions, just fun.
Okay.
Just to have some fun and stuff like that. Avery, you got one to start? You ready?
Oh yeah.
All right.
All right. If you could have any superpower in the world, known or unknown, what would it be and why?
Invisibility for me,
Okay. Why?
just because I could go places and like we could go to all the comedy shows and Disneyland and everything.
Oh man, you could really people watch then too.
And for free, no
Oh,
charge.
100.
I'd like teleportation.
Oh, nice. So Leon could keep you guys invisible and Jerry gets you into the place. And together you guys are just going everywhere you want in life. I love it.
Quickly, without having to worry about travel.
Oh man.
You guys would be like that super
real.
gay duo.
There you go. Oh, wait,
What was that on? Was that on Saturday Night Live?
Yeah,
Our new
Gay duo?
the
persona.
ambiguously gay duo. Yeah.
I forgot about that.
We have to get new Comic-Con costumes now.
There you go. Oh,
Yeah, you do.
yes. Do you guys make them yourself?
Yes.
Pretty much, yeah.
I figured that.
I mean,
All right. Who is your favorite Disney character?
I'll take Tigger.
this always has been. I think probably I gravitate toward Peter Pan. I think. Never grow up,
Oh yeah. Oh my
I
God,
agree
those
with
are
that.
so good for you too. Those are such good picks for the both of you. I love that.
He's always like Tigger.
Yeah, or Chip and Dale. That's a close second.
Oh man,
Mischievous and fun-loving.
Oh yeah,
and that
and
fits.
cute.
All right.
He's Chip. I'm Dale.
Another costume.
No.
No. I did do Dumbo at Disney's Halloween party. I did Timothy Q. Mouse.
Oh wow. I bet that was really great.
He did a great job with that.
Have to post those pictures too.
With
Yes, you
prosthetic and
do.
everything.
Oh my God, I'm gonna be all over your Instagram for like the next few weeks. Just like, come on, Jerry.
We'll do one a day. You know, you gotta feed it out slowly.
Dude, you
Yes.
gotta build the following. That's true. That's true. All right. Okay, if you were going to put yourself as a character in any movie, what would it be and why?
In a known movie?
Yes.
Gosh.
I think Mowgli and Jungle Book.
Okay. Right on. That's an intense survival adventure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you could talk to animals.
Oh, that's true.
True.
That's really true.
Hmm.
Scary animals for some of them, but yes.
Gosh. I mean, the Baron von Munchausen would be great fun because he was such a
Absolutely.
strange man.
Oh yeah, he's definitely eccentric for sure.
You know, but he looked like nothing fazed him, and he had a good old time. Gosh, other than that,
Mhm.
I mean,
Those are good answers.
like I hearken back to one of the things that came to mind was one of the characters from the original Boys in the Band.
Oh wow.
You know, did you ever see or remember that movie?
So I did, but I was a lot younger, and it was like one of those movies I had to seek out and find.
Oh yeah,
and
you can't find it now.
I know, and that's what I'm saying. Like it's been so long, I haven't been able to even see it again.
Yeah, but you know, that was such a great movie.
Oh yeah.
I really want to see the Broadway show.
I'm gonna have to hunt that down. There's got to be a way to get that streaming wise nowadays. You can find anything online, right?
Right.
I've looked for it, but I can't seem to find it. I have a VHS of it, but I can't watch it.
But nothing to play it on but the computer, probably. Does a computer even have a disk drive like that anymore?
Not all
Yes, but not VHS.
Oh, VHS, not CD.
Yeah, no, that will not be any
wow.
computer.
Wow, I forgot. Yeah, I have a bunch of those too. All right. If you could have dinner with anybody, who would it be and why?
Einstein.
Ooh.
Wow, he was a fanatic too. He was like he would be interesting because he was a little bit crazy, which they all geniuses are.
Just because I'm fascinated by science and physics and things like that, just to pick his brain about how he thought about all that stuff without all the modern conveniences now to do all that work, all the math and all that other stuff behind it. It's just incredible.
Is that what you did for a living?
Yeah, sort of. I was an epidemiologist. So I followed diseases in general populations. And if I was working now, I'd be doing all the graphs that you see for COVID.
I was gonna say you'd be so busy right now.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, I'd be insane. More insane. Well, I did all the modeling for HIV when it first came out in the early 80s.
Oh,
And
wow.
my predictions and all my stats were less than 1% off worldwide.
Wow.
So have you guys stayed in the house and not left during all this?
Well, he's gone out more than I have. I'm not paranoid or anything. It's just I'm a good homebody. I've maybe been off our property here maybe 6 times.
Okay.
Well, I didn't know.
And that's just maybe 5 blocks away.
Oh,
I didn't know with you kind of understanding more of what's happening than like I do or whatever, for sure, besides what they say on TV. If, that was something that you were like, I'm going to stay in, I'm not going out, or, we
Oh,
didn't know
I
if you guys-
limited my way out and chose places that weren't crowded. And
Plus, he goes on his scooter, not so you avoid people that way.
Yeah.
so I'll scoot around the city, go to smaller mom and pop stores that don't have large crowds of people.
Mhm.
oh, good. And that supports smaller businesses during this time too, which is good.
True.
But me, I was like, I can stay home. I'm not.
That was my fiance too. She was like, I just want quarantine to last forever, and we just never have to leave. And
Well, I don't know about forever, but I've always been a good homebody. I think, as far as, I don't want to go any place today or tonight. Stay home.
Leon, who did you want to have dinner with? I don't believe you got a chance to answer the
Well, I
question.
was thinking, I over the years, I've come to understand. I think Walt Disney would be a good person to have.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because over the years, we've come to realize what a genius he was as
Mhm.
far as things. I mean, when I was younger, I never thought about things like that. All the things he developed in animation and all of that stuff, and the way his mind worked to make people happy and
Oh yeah.
stuff like that. So
Well, and he had a sales mentality too that I mean, I've been in sales all my life, and under promise and over deliver, and I live by that saying that he quoted. That's one of his quotes, and I
But
100%
I
agree
think
with it.
I think the salesman was more to his brother,
Right.
Oh,
And the bank.
because his brother was more the one that went to get all the money to do these things that Walt wanted to do. So
I have a great story about Walt Disney walking around Disneyland Park.
oh yeah.
He would walk around the park, and he went with his accountant all the time, and he would go like this, and the accountant would go, oh, that's about $100,000 in 1955 dollars. And then Walt would go like this, and the accountant would go, $400,000 or $500,000. And then when they got to the spot where the Matterhorn was supposed to be, Walt went like that, and the accountant fainted.
Oh no, that qualifies for the next question. So my next question, I do this every week, and it's more of a challenge, but I ask, what is your best dad joke?
What was that again?
What is your
Okay.
best dad joke?
Dad joke?
Yeah, so basically a bad joke that's funny for either punny reasons or
Oh, bad.
Yeah.
No, dad joke. It's a dad joke are technically bad jokes.
Oh,
I didn't label them that way, of course.
I don't know any dad jokes.
Mm-mm. Alexa, tell us a dad joke.
Oh, mine's going off.
I'm having trouble connecting to the
It's
internet.
No, Alexa,
Take a look at the help
The
section.
speed of your dad telling you to turn off the light.
off.
Did you hear that?
No, because
Our-
Alexa was yelling at hers.
Sorry, mine was going off. It heard you.
Our Alexa said, what's faster than the speed of light? Your
What?
dad telling you to turn off the light.
Oh, that's good. Oh my God, I love that you asked Alexa. That's
Oh,
awesome.
I don't know.
It's
I
funny.
don't know.
Mine just went off when you said
Yeah.
it too. Mine
Well-
just was like, I'm like, no.
Yeah.
I figured you would have a bunch, as many comedy shows as you go to. People do punny jokes.
I can't recall any dad jokes.
There was this one comedian in LA. He was easily 80 years old at the Comedy Store, and every time he told a joke, he went and would just snap his fingers. It was his style. He was an old Vegas
Was
comedian, one-liner, and they were just horrible jokes, and you don't remember them
Yeah,
because he would finish and then he would go.
after every joke, so you knew the joke was over.
And he was dressed in a velvet tux.
Oh man, he was a
But he
real
was really-
showman.
He was pretty old.
He was,
I mean, you could tell he'd been around on the circuit for years.
yeah, he was funny, but it was,
I mean-
yeah. And people respected him. No one heckled it because the Comedy Store tends to have a lot of hecklers. and no one heckled them. They let the jokes move through, and it was really well done. It was really nice to see.
That's cool. Oh man.
Speaking of the comedy store, do you ever go to the open mic there and see the newer up and coming comedians?
One night we did, like,
Yeah.
where they got, like, they had 3 minutes each or something like that.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we were
I
there
did that
till
one
2 in the
time.
morning.
Yeah.
because people
Yeah.
kept coming in.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
I was there, but I was like one of the first 4 up, I think it was. So nobody was hardly there yet.
Mm.
And people just started filling in the showroom and filled in. And then after they got through us open micers, it came like more, comedy people that are, features or headliners.
Yeah.
would come in.
'Cause I think it went from 3 minutes, then they changed to 10 minutes, and then like we were there for the open mic. One of the guys from The Office came in and just decided he wanted to do a set, so they put him up there.
The
But that
people
wasn't
you see
planned.
there is amazing.
Ugh.
I mean, yeah. Okay, I got to ask though. Bert Kreischer, do you like him?
Yeah.
He's my favorite.
Oh yeah. I got to think of. Oh yeah,
With no shirt.
the no shirt guy. Yeah, he's
The no-
hysterical.
That's
He's my
exactly-
favorite.
He's funny.
He's actually doing a show here at a local drive-in theater
Oh
great,
yeah,
great.
funny.
because of the COVID and everything. It
Yeah.
makes total sense.
But then he really can't see the audience
True,
because it'd be so
True
far
that.
away.
Honk your
Yeah.
horns if you're laughing.
right? Oh, that works perfect. So
I love it.
thank you
That's
guys so much.
That's a good idea. Yeah, great.
You guys are amazing.
Thank you.
We're living the life.
You are, and you
No
enjoy
complaint.
it. That's what's awesome.
No complaint.
That's good. Well, if you guys want to be a part of our show, you can contact us at www.laughs.life.
Or you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or Snapchat. I'm not including TikTok anymore. We don't use it.
This has been Gaze of Our Lives. Make sure to check out the Gaze online at www.laughs.life.